I am sick of the Cubs. These guys keep getting all these hits, and we can't keep Armstrong out of the ballpark,
Right.
keep him in the ballpark, and Hap and all these guys away to swing the bat. So, yeah, it's interesting, though, is
Go app. Dave, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Carmen and Jurko, I'm doing great. You guys stole one from us last night, but as in baseball, you got to turn the page and get ready for the next one. So it's another beautiful day in Chicago, and it should be another good one tonight.
Hey, real quick here, clear this up for us. Is Jesse Rogers pulling our leg? He said when he asked you if you'd come on our show, he said you knew who Jurko was. You remember him in Green? You remember his playing days in Green Bay? Is that true?
So Jurko is the man. Yeah. So I'm a football guy by trade, and kind of evolved into baseball. But back in the day, I'm 52 years old. So obviously with Favre and those guys, and the Packers, and obviously with Andy Reid, like that's kind of those. I mean, that was kind of my heyday. But obviously I was a Charger fan with LT. But yeah, everyone knows Jurko, of course.
We were kind of stunned.
I can't believe he was stunned like that. I just like.
I guess
wow.
I was stunned.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
It's about the interior lineman. That's what it's all about, man.
Listen,
yeah.
as we keep telling the
trenches.
Bears, we keep telling the Bears, focus on the trenches. Believe me.
Wrigley with Wrigley with the wind blowing out is something special, isn't it?
Oh God.
It is. It's one of those things where it's like it sort of balances itself out here because there are days where you just get it elevated and the ball travels, and there's other days that you can hit it 3 times and it's not going to get out of the ballpark. But last night was one of those days that you just got to get the ball in the air in that jet stream, and it's an 11-10 ball game. But I'll tell you this is batting practice. It was windy, freezing, and then first pitch it was like 68 degrees, very mild, and just downright comfortable and pleasant. So it was a great day at the ballpark, packed house. It was a lot of fun.
Are you sick of the Cubs yet, though? You've played like a quarter of your games against the Cubs. It's wild.
I am sick of the Cubs. These guys keep getting all these hits, and we can't keep Armstrong out of the ballpark,
Right.
keep him in the ballpark, and Hap and all these guys away to swing the bat. So, yeah, it's interesting, though, is that you play a 6-month season, and with this particular team, we're going to be done with the club in the end of April and not see them again. So I think both of us are going to be happy we don't see each other till hopefully October.
Dave Roberts is our guest. It's Carmen and Jurko on ESPN 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app. What was the experience in Japan like, if you could take us back just real quick, opening against the Cubs? And what was it like for you personally? Being, having Japanese heritage. I mean, what was that whole experience like? It's been a while now. It seems like forever ago, actually.
It was great. And I think that you're talking about 5 really good major league players of Japanese heritage going back to their native country, Japan. And then you get 2 iconic franchises in the Dodgers and the Cubs going back there to open the season. And I will say it was all about Shohei. I think that for us, in football, I just don't see anyone ever really moving the needle. Michael moved the needle in basketball, Tiger in golf, obviously. And then you're talking about Shohei in baseball. And so just how people receive him, it's pretty incredible. And for me to be a part of it, and even for context, Clayton Kershaw, who was on the injured list with us, first ballot Hall of Famer in the future, on his own dime, flew his family out to Japan so he could experience what we were going to experience with Shohei. And the people just received us really well. And I don't really know how it is in Chicago, but in Japan, it was just, certainly there's passion, but people were just nice. And I think that in the sports world, we get really jaded and cynical, but it was nice reprieve to just get there and people just being just overjoyed to see baseball there.
Yeah. Speaking of Shohei and like just his aura, I guess you'd say at this point, like, is it palpable even when you go on the road from city to city here? Baseball's much more provincial than football, obviously, even in the NBA, I think it's much more regional, but he is such a draw. Do you guys feel that? And is it ever hard to deal with when you're on the road?
Not hard to deal with. We definitely have ramped up security, but I will say that it is tangible in the sense that when we do go on the road, there are Japanese fans everywhere we go. I mean, even in Milwaukee, which is just really weird and interesting to see that, people just making their way anywhere they can to see Shohei. If they can't get tickets to Dodger Stadium, that they're going to see us on the road. And so it's been great, I think, for baseball, certainly for the Dodgers. And, it's certainly palpable, and we feel it, certainly.
How do you manage expectations when they are so unbelievably high for your ball club?
That's the thing is that, there's a group that, say that you're the Dodgers and you have the best team on paper and it's just a rite of passage you're going to go to the World Series and win it, where if you play a sport, certainly baseball, that, anything can happen in the postseason. I think for me, it's just trying to make sure our guys stay on board and do things the right way. I'm very a guy that really minds the little things. I love practice. I love, understanding the value of an extra out, the at-bat, saving a pitcher, how you prepare each day. And as long as our guys do that, certainly with the talent, we're going to win our share of games. And I think the challenge for me this year, full disclosure, is, you're coming off a championship and you're playing fine baseball. And when do you kind of push the players to then go? And you can't push too early to expect them to sustain it through October. And so going back to my point is, as long as they're preparing the right way, playing hard, minding the little things, then I have no problem. But we're not playing our best baseball right now.
So is it different than maybe in years past in some way, or do you have to lean on your experiences doing this job for so long to kind of know when to push and when to pull back a little? Like how did you guys have been so good for so long? Like, how do you understand the rhythm of that, of when you might have to kick ass a little bit more or pull back a little bit more?
I think I'm fortunate to have the same core guys for the most part, that we're all in lockstep, and there are sidebar conversations with me and veteran guys on the pulse of the room. And each year is different in the sense of, we come off 1 year in 20 where the chip is, it's not a real championship because it was a shortened season. It was COVID, which I would argue that it was harder than, even last year. And then you win last year, and then guys want a legacy to then go back to back, where a team hasn't done it since the 90s and the Yankees. And so, there's individual kind of motivators as well as team motivators. And so, I do think that there's no one exact science on how you do it. But, Phil Jackson had to do it with the, with the Bulls at certain times, Pat Riley in the 90s with the Lakers, and, Belichick with the Patriots, and myself. And so things like that, it's just kind of trying to understand how guys have done it in the past. And most importantly, though, as you guys know, it's just knowing your players.
Yeah. It feels like the hardest thing for what you guys have to manage, what front offices have to manage as they build teams throughout the course of seasons now, is pitching and pitching injuries. Is there anything that's going to balance this back out? Is there any panacea out there that is going to present itself, or is this just the new norm because guys throw so hard and there's so much max effort and so much velo that you have to deal with pitching injuries? You guys are dealing with it. Everybody deals with it. And it's like, it seems like it's from the word go these days, that it's just part of the game. Is there any fixing that?
I just don't think there's any fixing it. And I know I'm doing a lot of correlation to football. This is for Yerk, where it's like, of course, but it's like the rules can do certain things to protect the quarterback because it's a quarterback league, right? So they've done that.
Yeah.
They've done that with the head-to-head, the contact helmet to helmet. And so with baseball, with the injuries, it's like there's still a performance variable where you can't just say, okay, hey, I'm going to throw 92, 94 with a governor, and then the players now temper your swings, and then so there's not slug, right? So guys want compensation. The body, the arm is not meant to throw 100 miles an hour max effort. And so that's just kind of where we're at with compensation, with performance, and it's unfortunate. So in my chair, the front office, you're trying to balance out workload to kind of protect these guys and protect the talent. And so I just don't know You know, hopefully there's something that's instituted in the sense of a ding if you do essentially, let's say, take out a starter early, and which kind of incentivizes a starter to go longer. Like you lose your DH if the starter comes out of the game. So what that does, just with respect to the starter, is you can't blow it out for 3-4 innings. If you know that you've got to go 5 or 6 innings, you have to have some type of governor. And if that's across the league, then there's some parallels, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I know that we're going to be up in 27 for the CBA, and that's going to be another big hot topic down the road. But, yeah, right now where we're at, unfortunately, I think we're in bed with this.
A few more minutes with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts joining Carmen and Jurko on ESPN 1000. We all remember a day you were in the league at the time playing. I mean, when early 2000s, early part of this century, where the Yankees were sort of the evil empire. They were the team to beat. If you weren't a Yankee fan, nobody liked them. It seems like that's the role you guys have taken now. Oh, the Dodgers spend too much money. They're ruining baseball. They're bad for baseball. All they do is win. How do you respond to it? Do you embrace it? Do you want your guys to embrace it all, or do you guys try to ignore it?
I think for us, we embrace it. We ignore it. Guys have taken less money. Certainly, there's a lot of talk of obviously the deferred stuff that has gone on for years, and I reference Bobby Bonilla with the Mets. That want to play for the Dodgers. And so I think that, whether it's taking care of the Ys, whether it's upgrading the clubhouse and putting together a product that wins every year, building a brand. And, for me as a competitor, certainly I'm biased, but I don't like losing. And Mark Walter, who's a Chicago-based guy, wants to win. And investing in your revenue into players, that's kind of what an owner should sign up to do, right? And so not to kind of, call out any other owners, but it's like I think that, I guess be better, right? I mean, that's kind of what you should want to try to raise the bar and try to win every year. That's the goal, isn't it?
Yes, and it's a common theme around these parts for sure. I'm a diehard White Sox fan, Dave, so I want to ask,
with the White Sox. Will Venable is like my little brother, so
that's exactly
take care of Will.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. I mean, I know you go back quite a ways with Will, and as bad as they are right now, I do have some hope with kind of a new direction, some new thinking, and other people that they've brought in from different organizations, and Will seems to get it. He seems bright. I know my buddy Jerry Harrison Jr., who I went to high school with. I talk a lot with Jerry about Will, and he loves him too. Like, I've heard so many great things, and I think we're seeing it right now. They're just out-talented on most nights. Is Will the right guy for the job, and can he be a very successful manager down the line?
Absolutely. This guy's a grinder. He went through the grind in baseball. He was a basketball player, found his way into the big leagues. He's coached in the minors and coached in the big leagues, and he's a South Sider, man. And it's like, I just think that he is, I think he understands the White Sox and what the culture of that organization. And he's a leader of men. He's going to get these guys to play hard. I do think that right now, pretty much every night the White Sox are out talented, but I do think that it's going to change. I think the front office will change it, and you guys will get better. So my hope is that the guys just go out there and play hard, and Mr. Reinsdorf they give him a product that the city is proud of, and Will is the right guy. I'm very, very bullish on that.
That's good to hear. Are you all in on this pickleball revolution? It sounds like maybe you are. This is a real thing.
Pickleball.
Oh my God.
It's a real thing, but I'll tell you though, try and make sure our players try to stay away from the pickleball courts. We've already had our team president Andrew Friedman just blew out on the pickleball court, so we don't need any players blown out. But it's a real thing. Pickleball is real. It's fun. It's a great game, and I can volley with the best of them. But that's the extent of my compete on the pickleball court.
What did Andrew hurt? He blew something out?
Yeah, he blew out like a meniscus or something. It was brutal.
Surgery.
And he is so dang competitive, and I give him crap for playing, but he just wants to be active, right? And so when he's playing, he's out there diving for balls, and it's just like, to what end, right? But and then he ended up getting surgery, and so he's on his way back. So I'm sure he'll be back on a pickleball court in a few weeks. But no more rehab for me. I've had plenty of surgeries in my day.
Dave, at our age, it's bocce ball.
Yeah, bocce ball.
The hell with pickleball. It's bocce ball.
I can do bocce ball all day long.
All day, my friend.
That's a lot safer for sure. All right, Dave, we really appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on. Good luck the rest of the way, all right?
All right, fellas. Thanks for having me on. Take care.
Thank you. There's Dave Roberts, the skipper of
that was
Los
great. I was
Angeles
satiated after that one.
Dodgers. You hear Dave Roberts telling the owners, hey, listen, you can be mad at us, you can go spend some money.
Yeah. Period.
Shots fired.
Go spend some money.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah. Thank you. And it's easy for him to say he's in a great situation, I guess, and he loves every second of it. You know.
He's the beneficiary.
He's the beneficiary of it. He's like, no, we're not going to apologize.
And he's a former player, so he said, go spend some money.
Yeah, go spend some money.
I got no tears for you.
Exactly. That's kind of what I think a lot of us have been saying.
Mm-hmm. They're putting it in the coffers, Carm.
And while maybe that is impossible for some teams, and there are great inequities across baseball with small and big markets, it's not relevant. It shouldn't be relevant here.
In Chicago.
That's right.
Yes.
It should not be relevant here. So do what the Dodgers do and the Mets do and take advantage of the situation that is afforded to you. Now, who knows? That might get cleaned up. Like we all keep talking about what happens after next year. And will they fix the system a little bit? And will it be more balanced? I don't know. You've had a chance to take advantage of it. You've chosen not to for your own benefit. I got no sympathy for you. I'm sorry. I know it's easy to spend other people's money. I get it. But I'm telling you, Jurk, and I think I've changed as I've gotten older for whatever reason. I don't know why you go one way or the other. I got no sympathy for you. For Tom Ricketts or Bill DeWitt or any of the rest of them.
No, none of them.
I got no sympathy.
Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Tampa. You're in the business.
Especially in this business, in this market, in this business.
Yeah.
I got
third largest market.
Zero sympathy for you.
They act like they're poverty-stricken out here.
And if you can't do it and you really don't make money, sell it.
Period. To somebody who can play.
You'll make billions.
Yeah. Sell it to somebody who can play.
So sell it to somebody who wants to play ball.
Is the Sandlot got a little too big? You're a little small guy, don't want to be in the Sandlot?
I got no patience for it anymore, Jurk.
Go into your backyard and play in whatever little pit of dirt you've got.
All right. We thanks to Jesse Rogers, too, for helping us get there.
How about that?
Yeah.
Jesse finally did some good.
See?
Come on, Jesse.
Take it easy on Jesse.
It's a miracle.